afternoon, and good evening, everybody, for another round of the Sprint World Tour, the last one of the season, and potentially the last race in Grand Prestige League history. But we're here for a fun time here today. We're going to be here ready to rock and roll, and we're going to have a great time around this Yas Marina circuit. It has been a fun time. We had a good time here last week for the final round of the World Elite Championship. So that is going to be, it's going to be fun to go back and look upon that race later on. All of the championships have been decided already. And there's no way for anyone else to become a champion here this season. So it is just practically a race for fun at this point, and a race just to kind of to have a good send-off of what has been a fantastic season here at the Grand Prestige League. So, you know the drill, 15 minutes of qualifying, and then we have our slightly shorter race distance comparatively to the World Elite Championship here today. So we do have Nico, we have Dennis, we have B23, Keminger, May JP, Flaring Aces, Schulte, Ducadono, Killswitch, and Julian rounding out the field here today in our final round of the season. We will be talking about some things post-stream, or sorry, post-race I should say, towards the end of the stream, but we will be having a special guest joining us about part way through, and I won't spoil the surprise on who we bring in, but we do have a very special guest jumping in a bit later on today, so should be a good time here tonight as we go through. We do see cars on track. Qualifying is not underway yet. It is still free practice here at Abu Dhabi as the drivers get ready to gear up for one more rodeo here this season. Even though I haven't announced this yet, it is Patrick Coleman, aka Reckless, in the commentary booth alongside a very hungry Rogue, who will join us once he's done chowing down on, I don't even know what he got. I know he got food right beforehand, which is not a bad idea, so.
Well, I had some double body burgers, so that's down the hatch, but I'm looking at my chicken nuggets right now, and they're already tempting, so I'll get down to those real quick.
Oh, good. I mean, if you know anything about racers, we are perpetually hungry. So, I mean, it really should not come as any surprise that we are just chowing down here. And I mean, we've been eating good all season. We've had some good battles, some good races, and we have had some thrills, some spills, and everything in between here. But it all comes down to this. Red Bull Adidas running a special PlayStation themed livery here tonight. It's a very good livery indeed, so looking forward to see how that one pans out. It almost looks like the like that Disruption preseason livery that they ran on the Red Bull RB14 about almost 10 years ago now. It was just crazy to think about. So High Caliber Racing still running their special livery from last week, and I believe that is all the special liveries here, aside from I think a Champions Edition livery for EXO.
Looks like it, yeah. It should be the Golden Dragon that Mason told me, right? MJP. And I can tell you, it does look very good.
Yeah, I've only seen this angle from it, but I know qualifying is about to get on the way, so we'll definitely see more angles as we get ready to go through for the final qualifier of the season. Drivers are ready, and everything is all set. We are going to go ahead and get ready to go racing here for one last time here this season with the Grand Prestige League Sprint World Tour. And it is going to be, I mean, I would say it's all to play for, but this one is all just for bragging rights and for fun at this point. The championship's already wrapped up, but we're not going to end the season early, because, I mean, why would we? We had so much fun here at Abu Dhabi in a very dramatic finale last week. It was so nice. You know we were going to do it twice.
Love that line. Very good. Yeah, it pretty much sums it up. Gonna be an exciting last race. There's gonna be a lot of belling up and out of the field, especially in SWT is always a bit closer when it comes to these races. But let's see who's gonna be on top today.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting because, I mean, obviously you got to look at I would say probably the top 3 that we really need to keep an eye on would be obviously the 2 XOs, and Dennis is probably going to, who I'd say the top 3 will probably at least they'll be close. I don't think they'll be miles off the pace. I think one of those 3 will definitely be a front runner here. But obviously we cannot forget about Flaring Aces. We know Flaring Aces has been a very steady pair of hands in the high caliber. Hearing that Tallman's about to dominate, as Tallman has joined the session. And, you know, Tallman Dominus may bore fans. But, all jokes aside, it's good to see Tallman here as well. We do have just about a full grid. I think we were actually, I think, just about 1 driver short, I think, of having about a full grid. But, without any further ado, I believe qualifying is just around the corner. And I think it's going to be a blast here in Abu Dhabi. The Red Bull Adidas team feeling pretty confident. As we mentioned earlier, they're running that special Red Bull Adidas PlayStation livery. So this is going to be a very, very good run here from these drivers. They want to end the season on the high note. And I think, in general, having a special livery does give you that little extra pep in your step. I mean, it certainly did for V-Carb in Barcelona.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen the race. I was at work the whole day, so I don't know what happened.
I'm not gonna spoil it.
Okay.
I mean, I've had Grand Prix spoiled for me before by coworkers, even though I explicitly told them not to. So I'm not gonna do that to you.
Oh, I can see what you mean. I'm looking at the results now. I won't spoil for the ones who are still watching it, so. But I see what you mean.
Yeah, I will say that Barcelona livery is probably the best looking livery I've seen V-Carb have, which is pretty crazy considering that they are usually the kings of really darn good special liveries.
Yeah, I agree. I think still one of my favorites is still the Las Vegas one from I believe 2023.
Yeah, the like the flaky blue and green. Yeah, that one's peak.
Oh yeah. They gave me the inspiration to do the the pre-season livery I had in the beginning. So this is a fun fact.
And we are underway for the final qualifying session of the season here at the Grand Prestige League, and this is going to be a fast and furious 15 minutes. So, if somebody was coming into this track for the very first time, Rogue, what tips would you give them? For me, I would say mind the chicane, because that chicane will come at you really quickly.
Yes, and avoid the green lines on the exit of the curves. Those are the no-no zones on traction. Because you really have a lot of grip loss on exit, and it is very spin prone, so to speak. So if you touch those, you're in for a raw ride on the exit.
Yeah, exactly that. So, I mean, just be careful of the braking zones. Kind of like a CGV, where we went a bit earlier on this season, the Canadian Grand Prix. The other new track that was brought into the GPL calendar for the first time. You definitely want to be careful because some of these braking zones are a bit deceptive. So,
Indeed.
Sometimes you'll go into a corner, particularly around like the hairpin, and you brake, and you're like, oh, okay, I didn't need to brake as hard, and then you come to like get ready for the chicane, like, oh, I should have braked like 10 years ago, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
It's still a lot of unknowns on this track. Even though it's been out for a bit, it's still, you learn things every time you drive this. Especially with the penalty system, where you can go off track like by a country mile and still don't get a penalty for it.
Like
which I think they really need to fix. Yeah, or NASCAR even on the road courses.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we saw a lot of that last week as well. Just a lot of drivers just taking a very wide line, particularly through turn 1. I've seen a lot of drivers just basically take a NASCAR route through turn 1. So
yeah, I have to come clean. I did it myself as well, but I didn't really get the advantage that I thought it would get. So if you do it, it's fine, but it's not really advantageous. At least in what I did it at speed based.
yeah, and I mean, the thing is that I think everybody, aside from like maybe 2 people, did it. So I think you'll get away scot-free with that one.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, they would have to penalize everybody but like 2 people maybe. So, and they're not going to do that. The season is almost effectively over. As, and there's a little bit of frustration going on here between Julian and B23. I'm gonna see if I can actually catch a replay of that. No, I think I was a bit too far back for that. So, nope, no replay there. So definitely some sort of impeding as drivers are going through. Dennis currently setting the fastest lap time of the session so far. Very early on, it is a 1:30.265 is your time to beat.
Flying close by as well.
I was just about to mention, Flying Ace is not too far behind himself. He is only a little over a 1/10 of a second back.
Yeah. Really good for him. Must be using the track limits. Every time I thought when I go off the track, it's like, where we are going, we don't need track limits. Kind of a little nudge to the Back to the Future franchise.
Yeah, where we're going, we don't need track limits. That's basically NASCAR on any road course, like Watkins Glen, Coda. Like, coming from like an F1 background, because a lot of the stuff I've covered through my career is F1 or F1 adjacent, like Super Formula and such. You see like how much NASCAR just goes way over track limits, and you're like, it's like, you know the whole meme of like, you know, the European mind cannot comprehend some of the stuff America does?
Yeah.
I feel like the European in that case, even though probably a hardcore Florida man.
Well, to be fair, most of Americans used to be European, so fair enough.
Pretty much. Also, have you seen, I mean, I don't know how much you've been watching the World Cup. I know that's been going on, I think since, started yesterday, I think? Or was it Friday?
A few days already, like 4 days ago.
Yeah, I remember I watched like, I watched the America versus Paraguay game, and I knew America was decent at football/soccer, but I didn't think we were giving anybody 4-1.
Yeah, well, I didn't expect it as well. I'm doing a prediction with my internship, and I did like 2-1, but I didn't expect to be 4-1 instead.
Yeah, no, that was generational. But back up to my original kind of talking point here. It's interesting just to kind of see how these different nationalities come together in racing and such. Like, I mean, yeah, it's a predominantly an American grid, but we do have a lot of drivers from other nationalities as well. I mean, we got the Netherlands, which I know that's pretty much your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
So we got drivers from Greece, a Greek driver currently topping the standings at the moment, or topping the timetable, I should say. And there's that gorgeous Exo Gold livery there. And that is a gorgeous golden livery there. It's like it is the dragon livery that they had for Watkins Glen, but gold. And yep. I'm all here for it.
Likewise. It is looking very good as he's getting really close to the pole position time, but just missed it out by a very small margin. So MHP on his first lap is looking very fast.
Yeah, very slim margins just throughout the field. I mean, the top three separated by about a 1/10 of a second, and that is pretty good. So, I mean, B23, I know he had a tricky opening stage, so I know he had a very tricky opening stage of qualifying, so I'll definitely expect B23 to really close that gap in. But with that being said, I know the World Cup is coming around, and I wouldn't mind seeing and I don't know, we could probably organize and maybe get a few other leagues and such involved, but I mean, I think we did joke about it a couple, maybe last season, might have been me at B23, talking about like having like a sports team championship for Gran Turismo. But I know there was A1GP for those of you who have ball knowledge. I mean,
I was about to mention there was something that was called A1GP that did the very same concept.
Yeah, pretty much, and then they got too expensive, and then it just kind of fell off. But yeah, I mean, also, let us know who you're supporting in the World Cup. Drop it in the comment section down below. Obviously, I'm supporting the USA. I'm in home country, you know, just like I am very certain that you're supporting the Netherlands. So,
yes.
I mean,
but they gotta play today even as well.
Yeah.
They are playing against Japan today.
Which should be a pretty good one. I mean, they got the 2025 Red Bull lineup of Tsunoda and Verstappen as a match. Or I guess they're called fixtures officially. Which is it's interesting comparing and contrasting all the different parallels between different sports and such.
Yeah, it is.
The world is a fantastic place.
Yeah, man. So what do you think is going to be in the final then, if we're still on the race, like the football park?
As much as I'd love to say America's up there, they do have some stiff competition. I mean, granted, I don't have a lot of ball knowledge in many sports outside of racing, but I mean, just looking at it, Morocco looks pretty good against Brazil. I know Brazil is a very top-level country, multiple-time World Cup champions, but Morocco is looking pretty spicy. So, if I were to throw a random guess out there, and this one's probably going to be 100% wrong, there's a very good chance that both of these two teams get grouped. I am going to say that the final two in the World Cup is actually going to be something, it's going to be something weird. I'm actually going to go with Morocco and Argentina.
May I call you delusional?
Yes, you can definitely call me delusional. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I just picked two countries, a country that's seemingly a dark horse and another one that is historically been a very top team.
Okay, you are delusional.
So who do you have? Because I think you're gonna have probably a more likely possibility of being right compared to me.
Realistically, I think it's gonna be a European final.
Alright.
Not because the quality in general is bad, but I think with the most European nations are the most dominant at the moment. I mean, there is a like of Brazil and Argentina for the South America, but they haven't been as good lately. So I reckon it will be like something France or Spain in the final, and those are also the favorites to win the whole thing as well. So it would be a good final.
Yeah, I mean, I think regardless, I don't think anyone's gonna have it easy per se. I think even because even Spain and France, like you said, and then also you got Brazil and Argentina, who are probably the two most successful Latin American countries, or at least favorites in terms of Latin America. I mean, they're not gonna have an easy run of things. I'm just gonna say. And there's going to be a lot of close matches. There's already been a lot of close matches. I think every match has been extremely close, aside from America versus Paraguay. I think that was the only one that was not a close game, at least out of the ones I've seen the results of. There's probably games. Yeah. There's games that have happened since I last checked anything. So, but the real.
At the moment, Germany's playing Curacao, and it looks like a slaughterfest at the moment.
Well, that one was kind of expected. Curacao is a newer country, and I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing a driver from there coming to motorsport at some point. I mean, we got and I know the Caribbeans, I think that's probably the best way to say it, but the Caribbean like kind of island nations don't really have a lot of representation in motorsport, but there is some.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got Zane Maloney, who is from Barbados, competing he competed in Formula 2, and he's also in Formula E now, racing with the Lola Yamaha team. So,
Yep.
so
I think
who knows?
So much else now.
Yeah, not much else. I mean, probably some
And a
GT
lot
World
of
Challenge
mixed-
event, maybe.
A lot of mixed, I think, as well.
Yeah, I'd say, I guess to kind of give myself a bit of a broader World Cup prediction, I think it's probably, I don't think it's actually going to be an all-European championship or final, I would say, but it would be pretty remiss to just, like, excuse Europe altogether. I think it's probably going to be 2 different continents battling it out. I don't think, like, we're not going to have an all North American final or an all European, all Asian, etc. I think it's going to be 2 continents at the end.
It's a lot of speculation so far.
Yeah, it's still
We'll
very
see in
early
the
stages too.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, even though I'll bring the game up again, I know America delivered some ridiculous BTA to Paraguay, but they can also receive it right back from either Australia or Turkey in the group stage, you know. Even though, yeah, they had a 4-1 win against, like, just in general, they can still get grouped. It's still very early stages. Unlike here at GPL, where it's pretty much the end, we've already witnessed every championship concluded, and it's the end stages of this qualifying session here. It's always fun to speculate.
For sure. I do want to bring up one more thing about the World Cup, then we're going to focus back on the racing. I was pretty shocked seeing Australia win against Turkey. I did not see that coming.
Yeah, that was a bit of a shocker.
Beaten 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, I know Turkey is also pretty strong as well. Although, isn't this their first World Cup appearance in a couple of years? Or a couple of attempts? Because isn't the World Cup like every 4 years, I want to say?
Yeah, every 4 years. And basically the continental tournaments, like the Euros or the Copa America, for example, is between those 2 years. So it's like you have 1 year World Cup, then you have to wait 2 years for the Copa America, for example, and the World Cup, and then that switches around every time.
That's still pretty neat. I mean, sports is one thing that kind of just brings every country together, just about. I mean,
Definitely.
and I know, I forget who Brazil played, but I know they tied their match, and I know New York
Morocco.
Yeah, I know Europe would have, or not Europe, I know New York City would have not existed with Brazil winning and the Knicks winning the NBA championship. So, well, that is qualifying done, dusted, and delivered. So Dennis currently on pole position, May JP getting a runner-up slot, but he's still on his final lap, so we'll stay on board with the champion as he's going to go ahead and make his way on through. May JP, a rookie driver here in the Grand Prestige League, already getting a championship on his rookie season. What a season this young man has had. He has done everything right. He has barely put a foot wrong. He's had a very dominant championship here for himself and EXO, bringing home the double in the Sprint World Tour in what might be the last season of the Sprint World Tour. May JP now making his way through the last couple of quarters. Does he have the pace? Can he get one last pole position? The Golden Dragon making his way out through. B23 will stay at fourth. May JP on pole by just under 0.3 of a second on the line. And May JP, he will start the race like he ended the championship in P1.
I got a little bit scared there. He might have been into the wall. I thought he was understeering quite a bit there in the last corner.
Yeah, it is very easy to bin it on this racetrack, so us Flying Ace having a bit of a connectivity moment. The Walsh driver is going to prove his time, but not his position, so that is qualifying done, dusted, and delivered here in the season finale. And what a strong qualifying it has been here. But as we know, Rogue, it is one thing to qualify. The race is a completely different ball game.
Ah, yes. To finish first, you first have to finish.
Exactamungo. And I mean, It's one fixture to qualify, another fixture to go ahead and race.
Bro,
As we
why
are
do I
going
feel
to
so
use,
old saying that?
as we're going to go ahead and just bring up every bit of World Cup terminology that the two of us can think of. MayJP leads the field here from P1, just about 0.3 of a second out of Dennis flaring, and then B23, Tallman, Schultze, Ducadono, Nico, and then Keminger, Killswitch, and Julian rounding out the field here tonight. So, I mean, granted, here's the thing, here's the beauty of qualifying, right? You can be 3 seconds back from, pole sitter, but when you start the race, you pretty much bunch right back up, so you can make some very good ground on the get-go, but also, on the opposite side of that corner, Rogue, you can start from the front and just drop like a stone through the order.
That is very true. We do not hope to see that.
Yeah, we kind of saw a little bit of it in I was about to call it the Spanish Grand Prix, but the Barcelona-Catalunya Grand Prix, as it is called. Because Madrid has now taken it. I've actually driven the Madrid track, and it's not bad. It's not a bad track. I can vibe with it.
What the new DLC?
Yeah. It's a vibe. It's got some really scuffed track limits, like it's got Gran Turismo track limits, but
expected.
It seems like it's gonna be a really fun race.
Yeah, it looks like an interesting track. A lot of banking sometimes as well. From what I've seen so far. But it looks pretty exciting. Kind of a Zandvoort 2.0.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking it was like Miami and Zandvoort kind of mixed. That's what it kind of feels like. Which, two tracks I really do like. So, I mean, to be honest, I think if you want my personal opinion on how I feel about Zandvoort, it is probably one of the most underrated tracks out there. And I've commented for it a handful of times, and I love it. It's a very much like a roller coaster track, honestly, and it's a shame that we won't be seeing it beyond this year. We could just I was gonna say we could get rid of Imola, but we already got rid of Imola. We could swap out Suzuka.
Oi, watch your words.
Hear me out. Bring in Autopolis. Even though I'm not a big fan of that track, but I feel like it'd be better for F1 racing than Suzuka.
Nah, Fuji. Changed my mind.
You know what? Although Super Clipping would be rough in this generation of cars, Fuji would be my pick. Or even though I've only raced it once, Motegi.
I have not heard about that.
So Motegi, it's used primarily for, they use it in Super Formula, in the real Super Formula. They use it for GT500, and it's where MotoGP does their Japanese Grand Prix. It's got some really good straights, so really good corners. It's pretty fun. I've driven it once on a set of courses with a modded 2026 car.
Good stuff. Didn't know that. Sounds like a good track. I'll try it when I have the time.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good mod for it for a set of courses. I'm surprised you don't have more like Super Formula tracks, considering that this is like the official almost like official Super Formula esport game.
Yeah, well, it's not much of the Super Formulas going on in different games, so
yeah, I mean, iRacing's the only other one that I know of that has Super Formula, and I think they have Motegi. So.
I mean, you can count in R Factor as well, technically.
Yeah, technically. I mean, you could also say, it's interesting with motorsports and different racing games because, I mean, technically, there's two quote official esports for Formula E. And it's Formula Legends and then Trackmania.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, which I still find the Trackmania one really cool, but also really weird. I think Formula Legends does a bit of a better job of simulating what Formula E is like, but...
Yeah, well, I have to see one of the Trackmania races because I can't imagine what's the thing.
It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun to watch. Although Trackmania has been getting really popular in the esports scene as of late. A lot of teams I've talked to, I've talked with people within Team Liquid and such, and they've gone into Trackmania. Although I will say their deliveries are kind of lacking though for Trackmania. There's some neat ones, and there's some pretty cool mods like running around a mock version of the Berlin E-Prix as the 24/7 Hot Wheels car is pretty fun, I will say, with the street breed livery and all that stuff. Good times, but it's still a bit of an interesting one, like coming in from a sim racing background to like, oh yes, Trackmania, cargo backflip.
Yeah. Cargo is zoom instead of, and choose backflip and crashes into the wall. Very fun.
Kind of reminds me of Grip. There is a new Grip coming out, Grip XR. I got to play the demo, and it's pretty neat. But we can talk about all that stuff post-stream, because right now, for one last time, it is time for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the last race in Grand Prestige League here in the Super Formula Series. And we have those 5 red lights on the gantry, and for one last time, is lights out and away we go here in Abu Dhabi at the Yacht Marina circuit. Dennis already getting really punchy, trying to take the lead into turn 1, and he does, but he goes very wide here and into the wall. Massive carnage here on the opening, and that might be a red flag. I'm not sure.
Be a red flag.
Yeah, so okay, yeah, there's multiple cars with damage, and yep, it is official. Red flag it is, so everybody will back out.
Wait, can you replay that? Does that look?
Maybe it might be a bit late. We'll see. Oh, never mind. The race ended, so nope.
I think it was very visible on stream because Dennis was literally in the wall.
Oh yeah, I got a good view of it, but.
Okay, yep. Well, take 1. Done and dusted.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's it, everybody. We're gonna wrap up the stream here. I'm kidding. No, we're not doing that. Yeah, we're gonna
Thank you guys
reset
for
the
watching.
grid.
We're gonna continue with the Ruckus and Rogue podcast in a minute, so stay tuned.
I mean, this pretty much is the Ruckus and Rogue podcast at this stage. So.
Yeah.
All right. So, I feel like I bring up this topic a bunch, but if there is a track, actually no, I'm going to switch it up some. If there's a motorsport discipline you'd love to see get included into Gran Turismo, whether as like just cars or even some new tracks, which motorsport discipline would you want to see more of in Gran Turismo?
That's kind of a good one. I mean, at the moment we got a lot of hypercar, GT3s, and that's of the kind of the main game of this game. But I reckon we could see a bit more of. Wow, that's a good one actually. Didn't give it much thought. Damn.
I can tell you which one I'm gonna go for, and for me personally, I wouldn't mind seeing more like. I mean, I'm a sucker for single seaters, so seeing some more single seaters would be nice. Like I would even honestly almost say that like getting a mock version or like a. Like, you know how we have the F3500B, like what I'm currently in. How we have like those generic race cars. I think if we have like a generic like a generic F1 car, I think that'd be pretty cool.
Screw a Chinese F4.
That would be pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, hey, some other feeder series cars would be fun. I think people love the Formula 4s and iRacing. But anyways, we are gonna go ahead and give this another go. It is gonna be a fun time here as we get ready for the second time of this, and it is lights, camera, and action. Take 2. We are racing again in Abu Dhabi, and this time Dennis once again getting a very clean start here from AJP. He has played these games before, and it's already more carnage coming through. Flare Gaze is having a bit of a moment as he is going to go back up with the 2 title protagonists duking it out. MayJP and Dennis going to go ahead and try to scrap it up, but Dennis got the inside line. Coming up the hairpin. Does the Greek driver have it? The answer is no, not yet. He'll tuck back into the slipstream, but what a start it has been for the Red Bull Adidas team. They're currently P4 and 5 at the moment, and they're scrapping it up, but Firegaze is trying to send it up the inside. He's got the speed, but does he have the room to make the move? B23 is certainly going to make the move. And both RBA cars are dropped down a spot by getting a little bit of his elbows out.
Oh, flaring round, J collision.
Yep, I was just about to mention that. So, a bit of an incident for the high caliber team, but aside from the 2 high caliber cars and also Julian, no damage. So we will continue racing. The flag will stay green as lap 1 out of 29 is about to reach its conclusion. They're coming around through the hotel section now. B23 and Decadono still fighting out for the final step of the podium. And they are doing everything they can to try to fight for these spots here.
Yep. It's an interesting opening lap so far. A lot of battling up and down the field, as we can see. Dennis going for a move around the outside. It looks like, but is there? Are they both going to run wide? And oh, Dennis loses it. He did the thing from the movie. I see it.
Yep, so we're going to get this on a replay here as they're just making their way down the straight. Does he get too much curb here? Yeah, oh, yep, like you mentioned earlier, Rogue, that runoff is so slippery. And it just drops him way down the order. I think Flying Aces might have also had a bit of another, or he might have had another moment because he's also back down there he's right next to Dennis, so that's a bit of a rough one there for him. Keminger, the lone Hololive racing driver, going to go ahead and continue racing on here. And Decadono's up into the podium spots here. So this is going to be a very good result for the Red Bull Adidas team as they're chasing out B23. And Tallman, depending on how Tallman continues his race, we might see a first career podium here for Tallman.
That would be very good for him. I do want to give it to him. But I'm not Decadono, and then of course they're going to scrap for it, so we'll see how that ends out. If they're just going to collide or they're just going to do it cleanly. I hope for them it's going to be clean.
Yeah, I mean, these two have great respect for each other, and it was an exhibition race before the season began that the connection between Decadono and Tallman was formed. He got the invite. He was going to be racing with LFO, but he got the invite to join a prestigious team, and they do swap positions, funny enough. But Tallman does go a bit wide. Decadono's taking the traditional line through. But you got Nico DeSico in a bit of a precarious spot here because he's having a little bit of connectivity. But Julian, kudos to Julian. He has made up about 7 positions from where he started, roughly. Oh, no, it's a bit much. I think it's about 5, but still. He started 11th and he's up into 6th and potentially trying to get the P5.
Good. I thought you were going to give me a heart attack here saying the forbidden word, but good for you.
No, I had a co-commentator do that yesterday during a karting event I was covering. There's a kart named 67 and
oh my, what the actual poo happened there?
I'm guessing Nico was looking a bit skittish. It's because, oh yeah, he's lagging a little bit, so I think Julie just goes for the inside and it looks like, oh yeah, I think that's, I mean, granted, I'm not dishing out any penalties at this stage, but I'm placing the blame on that one on connectivity. I think that's connectivity one.
The realm of connectivity is a curse to us all. Sometimes. Yeah, this looks like a racing incident at the moment because it looks like it's just the rubber banding all over the place. So I don't think it's going to be a penalty. It's going to be reported. But well, so far, I'm not going to even bother trying that. He's in P5 now. Good stuff.
Yeah. So a good recovery drive for Julian. And the nice thing about this.
Julian. Sorry.
Oh, good. Well, I was just going to mention also, I mean, we've seen some decent recovery drives here. Unfortunately, Dennis and Flaring have not been able to recover from their earlier spills. B23 though having a pretty decent drive, and it is going to be Decadono and Tallman trying to maybe
1 second penalty, so he's going to drop off a bit.
Yeah,
he is very close to Tallman though.
He is close, but that gap will according itself back out. And a bit of a slowdown there. So that will give Tall Man some much needed breathing room so he can have a fun scrap with his teammate here at Abu Dhabi. This track does breed some pretty good battling at times, I will say.
Yeah, I agree. Even though it's a new track, it's always good battling. There's a lot of close combat usually around here, so I think strategy is going to go into play as well, but so far it's looking good. A lot of one-stop strategies is looking like, or maybe depending on Tyler, no stop with the views. What's your thoughts on that?
I say there's still a good amount of racing left to go, so I think it'll sort itself out one way or another. But I mean, as long as these two have a good scrap, I think that's all we really want here, is just these two to have a good fun scrap for these positions. And I think that Tall Man has definitely come a long way since he first joined GPL. I think we've both witnessed the growth that this young British driver has been through, similar with F16 and WEC and May JP in WEC and SWT. The three young British rookies jumping in for the first time this season. I mean, I think even though only one of them could be champion and only one of them was a race winner, I think they should all be proud of their performance and their growth here this season. This will carry them very far if they continue this path of sim racing.
Definitely. I've been also with them a lot in the party chats recently, and they're looking to expand the horizon more to the endurance type of racing as well. So I think that's a really good shift for the lot of them, and excited to see where it ends up, as I would adventure with them for so far. So makes me excited.
Yeah, these drivers have a bright future ahead of them. So it'll be really fun to see where these drivers go. I mean, different series, different types of cars. I mean, especially now that endurance is seemingly going to be extremely popular with the addition of the four new hypercars: the Peugeot, the Toyota, the Peugeot, the Ferrari, the Porsche, and the BMW, and then of course you got the Porsche safety car as well. And then you also
we don't look at that.
And then we have the Toyota as well that was in the game almost from the get-go. So that's gonna be fun. I think endurance racing is really gonna take off here. But speaking of taking off, Julian's taking off down the stretch, trying to get past Schulte, trying to get past the Canadian driver, down into turn one. Or I'm so used to saying turn one from karting. Down into the chicane. A little bit of contact, a little bit of spins. But as we're seeing here, Rogue, that soft tire is not looking pretty.
Indeed, tires are heating and burning up quite a bit here. As it's I would say a fairly high tire drag, especially in the softer compounds, and the heat of the atmosphere that's simulated is not helping as well. So overheating is going to be a big factor in this race as well, especially with the wide runoffs as well. So a lot of heating and scrubbing the tires early on, especially with the high fuel tanks. So let's see how strategy is coming into play, and if the people with high tire drag can switch things up towards the end of the race.
Yeah, and I mean, tire degradation is probably one of the most crucial things in this series, aside from, oh, hey, somebody spun around, and Camisher has spun around. So I'm going to try to get a replay on that. So this is the HoloLive driver coming through, getting ready to go to turn one. And, yep, just got too much on the green stuff and spun it. Little too much there on the runoff. I mean, you do get a little bit of a speed advantage just because you don't have to brake as hard and you can carry more momentum going on the green stuff, but it's paint. There's not a lot of rubber out there, so paint plus slicks, I mean, it's better than a wet track, but not by much. You'll still have a massive loss of grip going on that painted runoff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, but look at this.
With you. Oh.
Tall Man jumps up in the third, overtaking Takadono. They're going to continue to scrap it out for these positions, and it looks like Tall Man is trying to get his first ever podium. Oh man, I got to replay at the worst time. So we'll stick with the replay for now. This is Tall Man just getting it up the inside of the hairpin.
Don't worry, you're still on the road.
Yeah, but the replay curse has kicked in.
Yet again, it curses us all. Nah, well, it sticks on the road. It's just a big wobble. That's it. It's not really something shocking so far. So you haven't missed much.
Indeed, but hey, here's something a bit interesting. The RBAs have caught up to P23. So, I mean, granted, this is a bit of a stretch maybe, but Tall Man's going to go for the move on the inside of B23. But B23 does have the outside line, which can be advantageous for starting this chicane. Because, I mean, it's a really sharp chicane, so having the outside line, the outside very quickly becomes the inside, and you do keep that advantageous angle. But while it may be a stretch, I think there is a possibility that if something goes wrong for B23, this could be a double RBA podium.
Yeah, but it looks like B23 went a bit wide there. So maybe he's a bit struggling on these tires. Do keep in mind he's on the mediums and the rest is on softs. But it doesn't look like he hasn't much of a good time out there battling with the tall one. He was really punchy today, it looks like, which I like.
Yeah, it's fun seeing new teams go ahead and get involved, get amongst it, and get into the scraps. And Tall Man, this is the punches I've seen Tall Man look ever. And like you said, Rogue, I am all here for it. I am all here to see a really punchy Tall Man.
Let's go for the downside.
And look at this! Just sending it on through.
He did the Verstappen.
He did indeed. A very good pass. But can he hold it is going to be the question. B23 will have a bit more to play with here. Open as that happened. But B23 does have a good amount of overtake. Tall Man trying to force the issue. B23 has a bit of a snap, but so far, B23 back up in the second.
They're all alive. You'll love to see it. But it was a good battle there. Didn't really expect to send into the hairpin and then B23 coming back just straight after. It was very entertaining. It looks like we're gonna get more of it pretty soon. The gap is still pretty goddamn close.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, this is actually exciting because I mean, normally it's the Hellas Racing team, which is a brand new team as well. Oh, but here comes Major AP into the pits, pinning in from the lead, and B23 will inherit that race lead. As Tall Man's actually got a penalty, he's got a half-second pen, so this will give that podium spot back to Ducadona, that net podium. Unless Ducadona drops way off the pace here. So we'll see.
Could be that they're struggling on tires at the moment.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people are going to come into the pits here probably sooner rather than later.
Yep. So I looked at Mason's tire on the right front. It was completely worn out almost.
Yeah, that thing was about to blow out basically. Yep. So, I mean, we're seeing a good amount of soft runners probably going to pit in soon. B23 will probably go the distance. Those medium tires look like they're holding on exceptionally well here, but Julian's going to go ahead and pit off of those tires. Oh no, he just got onto those tires. Never mind. I'll stand corrected. He just got onto the medium, so I think he was on the softs earlier. Schulte though, go for the move. Bit of contact between the Canadian and the American driver. And I mean, you have 2 out of the 3 World Cup host nations battling it out for position, but Canada on top.
Yep. Looking very strong, Schulte here. Had a bit of an ugly start at the beginning, but he's reclaimed the P8 very good. He's been up and down the season, up and down the field this season, with a very exceptionally strong performance in Spa especially. and then just dropping off whatsoever slightly towards the end of the season, but I think it's a pretty successful season from him so far. Minus the few incidents he had.
Yeah, just a few incidents here and there.
Ooh, it looks like J13 or Julian trying to make a move on Chelsea here. Going around the outside, are we?
He's trying it.
Looked a minute like a. Ooh, what the actual? Damn. I don't know if you've seen that one, but that looked.
I don't think I did know. Oh, Julian having a snap. Oh! He's trying to save it, but he spins it around. And how on earth did Kill Switch not get collected by that? I mean, once again, that paint has just been collecting drivers left, right, and center. And Julian is on brand new medium, so here's a replay. They get onto the slipper stuff, and he just can't get a hold of it. Spins it around, and somehow avoids taking out Kill Switch with him.
Damn, that looked very close. You were a bit too late with the replay. You could have seen Julian taking the water line on the final corner and just smacking it back in front of J. Chelsea there. Which was the initial move, but then he just lost it on the paint.
Yeah, the
paint.
Very unfortunate. That paint has been a really tricky one here. And actually, here's something kind of worth noting. Tallman has been actually really good on the soft tires. I mean, JP, 2 laps ago, his tires were cooked. But coming off a set of softs, I mean, it was almost like he was actually on a set of mediums. Just from how little tire wear was actually on that car. So,
yeah, I agree.
Very good management here from Tallman. I am pleasantly impressed.
So am I. Sorry, I was in my chicken nuggets, so.
Oh, you're all good, man. We knew that. I mean, it's the last race of the season, and maybe the last race of the league in general. So, I mean, you're allowed to be a big back for the finale.
Thank you. I really needed it.
as if I'm not scarfing out a cup of noodles in between. So, but yeah, it's a spicy beef flavor, so it's, you know.
Ooh, very good.
Yeah, it's peak cup of ramen, but
peak of ramen.
What's crazy is the fact that it's already crazy that we are at the end of season already, and maybe the last season. But it is also worth noting that we are just about approaching the halfway stage of the race. So,
yeah,
that's crazy. Crazy how fast time flies. B23 still in the lead, running those mediums that have pretty much seen nowhere whatsoever at this stage. So the medium is definitely one of the premier tires to be on right now. But a little bit further back, it is going to be Dennis, who is on newer softs, and Ducadono on even newer softs. Tallman on the mediums. A yellow flag was given. And was that Aces having a moment? I think it was, because he's got damage. So coming through to turn 1, he snaps it on the paint, and pretty much a replay of what happened right before the first, or right before the red flag. Just a bit of a snap and went running to the outside wall.
It looked very laggy as well. What I've seen on the replay. I think also Ace is suffering from the round of connectivity at the moment. Which is highly unusual, because a lot of these drivers usually have the good connection with the servers, but I think the servers are getting a bit too much ballasted during the new updates, I think.
Yeah, so I mean, tire degradation is not as much of a problem as I thought it would be here tonight. I thought that we were gonna have because I feel like we have more tire issues in WEC. Granted, it's a longer race in WEC, so I mean that could also play into things, but I feel like the tires have not degraded as much here as Dennis tries to go for the inside line. Tallman gave him the space, and the space has been used up by Dennis. And he is...
sticks in on the inside still.
Yeah, so Tommy trying to fight it back. But Dennis does make it through, using a lot of the runoff to carry a little bit of that extra momentum. And he is back up in the P4 after starting at second and having a really rough moment at the opening stages.
Yep. And he looks very strong so far. It's the best I've seen him, I think, so far in this whole season. Well, better late than never, so let's see if he can put up a fight against Dennis today, which would be very impressive if he can, especially on the worst tires at the moment, at least the compound wise.
Yeah, so we'll just kind of see as we are pretty much at the, well, I mean, it's an uneven amount of laps, so we're effectively right at the end of the first half of the race, right here on lap 14 out of 29. Another half of the race left to go here. And this is going to be, I mean, everybody is pretty well spread out, so this is going to kind of gradually transition from a race about strategy, to a race about strategy instead of just raw pace. We were seeing some battles earlier on, and raw pace is still going to definitely be a big part of the equation. One of the key factors now is going to be strategy and tire management.
Yep. Isn't it kind of how the Spanish GP, or I mean, the Barcelona-Catalunya GP started off like?
Pretty much.
From what I've heard, at least. They started pretty evenly, and then strategy was the deciding factor at the end. We have those races sometimes. No shame in that.
And I mean, that's the nature of Barcelona. It's a track that tests the machines. It will, you'll pretty much get
Dennis goes down the inside. Sorry.
Yep, there we go. He's got the move, and back into the podium contention goes the Greek driver racing for the first Greek team. And what a maneuver it was. Good move from Dennis to get that move done and dusted. But something tells me, I have that little birdie in my ear telling me that Flaring Aces is not done yet.
Ooh, I'm wondering who that bird is.
Well, it's not the bird I had a couple of months ago, or around this time last season, when there was a bird that was on stream when I was temporarily staying at my parents' place. Good old peeps.
No. Good there's not a bird flying through the window then. Because I had that once while I was racing. It's like, what the actual is that?
Yeah, I mean,
scare.
Here in South Florida, if anything's to get through my window, it's probably an iguana. Because we have those here in South Florida quite a lot. Aces though just snapping on exit, but hey, if you wanted a battle, here you go. You got the two teammates getting ready to scrap it out. And I mean, come to think of it, really, this is kind of our version of Russell versus Antonelli. You got the young upstart AJP trying to battle out against the experienced veteran of B23.
And so far, it looks like the young.
Oh, we have lost.
Gonna win.
Oh, we have lost Julia because of his internet. His internet dropped as B23 drops a position to his teammate who is on the fresher tires. And that is going to be MayJP resuming the race lead from B23. But this team is gathering some very good data about those tires and how long those tires are going to hold on.
Yep, indeed. But I think B23 is going to be a little bit frustrated because I think he would have wanted to fight a bit much more for the win here. As you can see, Dennis is closing up as well towards B23, so I think he needs to make a stop sooner than later to cover off any disadvantages he's going to get later on in the race. But I do think Dennis is going to need to stop again, looking at his tires at the moment.
Yeah, so I wonder if B23 is trying to go for the one stop, maybe a medium to medium. And we have illusion here, so that means, and about right on schedule. So we are actually going to bring illusion on into the box.
I gave him the invite, so
you gave him one. Very nice, good man. And you remember I said at the top of the broadcast that we were going to have a special guest? That special guest is none other than the man who's been running the show for several years and the man who announced his retirement last week. So, I mean, he's coming in here to give us a good history lesson about the Grand Prestige League, which we all are here for. I mean, it's crazy to think about how much this league has transpired, but here is the man himself. How you doing, Lucian?
Morning or evening, I would say. Morning for you probably, Lucas. I'm good, thank you. And hi to you too, Rogue.
Yes, I got
Long time no see.
Indeed.
So,
bit of a hectic race so far.
It has been, yeah. We've seen a good amount of throws and spills. A few more drivers kind of struggling on that paint compared to last week. So
Yeah, a bit surprised with some of the things you mentioned with tire wear not being that much of an issue, and I was thinking, why is that? And I think it's probably due to the lower initial fuel. But yeah, a lot of people struggling with the off-track moments. So a bit difficult to predict who's gonna snatch the last podium places. I think MaJP is for sure looking for a win, and then it's probably be Brando for P2, and then I think P3 is a bit difficult to predict. Probably maybe Tolman. Maybe he's getting his first podium for the season.
If I may jump in, you did overtake Dennis. We were talking when you came in, so it looks like he has a very good chance about getting the podium.
And he's also on better tires too.
Yeah, and I think probably Dennis has to stop one more time, and Tolman can maybe go to the end. Maybe
that's the case.
Tolman's he's been very generous on his tires because like he started off on the softs earlier on, but those softs were wearing actually almost slower than B23's mediums, which is crazy to think about what the softs are, because we always think about that as the the Fast and Furious tire. It goes red hot but burns out really quickly.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised. I struggled a lot with tire wear for the WC race, but I think seeing some of the downforce that people running, I was probably going way too understeery, and I think if you have too much understeer here, you'll struggle with wear. But yeah, I see a lot of people doing a great job on the soft, which is very surprising actually. I think Brando hasn't even pitted yet. He's still on his first set of mediums.
He did not.
Yeah, seems like the positions are, as I joined a bit late, seems like the positions are now aligned with the actual positions, with MaJP in first, and then Brando, Dennis, Tolman, Ducky, and so on.
Yeah, so I wonder actually, now this is going to sound like a bit of a stretch, and I'm probably going to be very quickly proven wrong, but given the tire wear situation on B23, there's a decent chance that he could go to the end with a no stop. Because unlike in Formula 1, you are not required to make a pit stop. If you want to go for the no stop, you are more than welcome to. It's usually not recommended, and I think we've only seen it once this season, and I think that was in Croatia earlier at the season opening. I think that was
on that one. Twice. It was JD did in Croatia and in Deep Forest.
Okay, I think I'm. Oh yeah, you're right. So yeah, so I mean, even then, yeah. So 2 times, but it's still not very common. So
no. I think P23 is gonna box his lap or next.
Yeah, I think he's gonna stop pretty soon.
And then he could probably take a set of softs to the end. No, he stays out!
Yeah, he'll be really quick at the final stint, but I think MaJP got this in the bag, unless he makes a mistake.
Definitely.
So I think if he pits, it will be probably about 20 seconds behind, and it's just too much.
Well,
even though MaJP probably be very, very slow at the end.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to say, I think it's going to be Tallman getting a maiden podium here.
Yeah, that would be my guess as well.
Because his tires are good.
Indeed. I think.
Yeah, and that livery is really nice. I like that
I love it.
Red Bull livery.
It's like a glitchy, like almost like I was telling Roger, it's like the RB14 disruptor camo that they had.
Was it the
Yeah.
14?
Yeah, I just really love that color, that blue.
It is so nice.
We had quite a few blue liveries on the track, but I haven't really seen that shade of blue, that kind of blue, like the metallic blue, and that was really nice.
I know
Yeah, it's really cool.
Arctic Ace, when they were kind of touted to join the series before they became LFO, it was going to be a similar-ish shade. I think a little bit brighter shade of blue compared to what they're running on that RBA, but I will agree, it is still a very nice shade of blue.
Indeed. And that gold dragon for Major P caught me off. I didn't really see that before now. That's probably for his driving championship being secured, I guess.
I would say so.
Yeah, and I mean EXO pretty much picking up the double. So they got the Constructors and Drivers Championship in SWT.
Yeah, and I see that if you see on the side he has one gold tooth, so that probably signifies he has one driver championship maybe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is a good nod. As B23, he makes his stop, so yep, he's on the softs. He is going to be blazing coming through, but actually Tall Man will come out just in front, but it is fresh softs versus used up mediums, and you're throwing a half-second pen on top of that, and Tall Man will pretty much give that spot right back to B23, but he's got a very good shot of still holding on to his podium.
For
I
sure.
would say so.
Is my mic better now? Is it still echoing?
Yeah,
Very
it should be.
slightly.
Alright, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to fix it. I'm not sure why it's suddenly echoing, but
I mean, it was better than before.
Okay.
Before
It's
I couldn't
definitely
hear
better,
Rekka
but-
speak. Yeah, okay, it's good enough now, I think.
so a lot of special liveries for this race with high caliber as well. So we got 3 new liveries for this race, I guess.
Yeah.
Or maybe 4. I think Camel's was running a slightly different variation.
I remember using the red one, I think, as the primary. Was it?
Yeah, the red and white
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I think he has announced this one before, but I have probably haven't seen it before on the streams or in the races.
Yeah,
It kind of gives
so
me the EXO vibes, just all the color scheme.
it kind of does, yeah. I can see it. So I think every team but Hellas and Project Zero are running special liveries this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
It's nice to
tempted
see.
make one, but I didn't have the time to make one, which is a shame in my. I didn't.
It is time consuming to make.
Because I had a really good idea, but I just never put it to paper, so to say.
The high caliber one reminds me a bit of the when the brand is testing a new car and having it in public,
Yeah, I see what you mean.
right?
The camo.
Yeah. So they try to camouflage the cars and all the details. Kind of reminds me of that.
I can confirm this was supposed to be like the Tesla livery in the pre-seasons as well.
Oh.
That's what I heard from Major P at least. Because he is the one that made these liveries.
Yeah,
But
so it'll be interesting just to kind of see like how these liveries are going to evolve. I know there's a lot of these drivers and teams that they do compete in other different series as well. I know High Caliber is probably the biggest team in terms of involvement aside from EXO and Hellas.
Yeah, I mean high caliber is doing in different games, in different leagues as well.
Yeah.
While EXO is primarily GPL right now, as well DRL as well, but primarily GPL, and then only in GT7 at the moment. But I'm just keeping an eye on Flaring Aces. He has slightly better tires than Tolman, and he's catching him, and he has a bit more overtake, so we might have a British battle for P3 here.
Is it flying Welsh?
It is part of Great Britain now, but so
Oh,
yeah, I'm well aware he's Welsh, and he probably would, if he could, in GT7 race under the Welsh flag, but it's unfortunately not possible. But now he's just over 2 seconds behind local Tolman, so I think we have a battle here. Yeah, for sure. He caught about half a second on this lap only.
Yeah, I think so
I
too.
should
But
save his overtake though. Should not use it until he needs it, because overtaking here is a nightmare.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, also speaking of overtake, I mean, Flying Aces was using a good chunk of his overtake. But here's the problem I see, and it's actually a really interesting tale of two cities here between these two. Because Tallman, right? He's got next to no overtake, but he's on a better set of tires. Flaring, on the other hand, is on the opposite end of that spectrum. He's got worse tires, but better overtake.
Oh, yeah.
So, but also, to add another layer of complexity to this battle, Flying Aces,
Lag.
he is a bona fide veteran. Tallman, on the other hand, it's his rookie season.
And oh my god,
Yeah,
we got Dennis as well in P5 now. He's just 1.5 seconds behind Flying Aces. But he has way better tires. That would be extraordinary to see Dennis claw his way back to P3 after that. 2 mistakes, I guess. I think
Yeah.
2 mistakes so far.
Yeah, could be right.
He's very low on his overtake, so it would be difficult.
I hope for the Tallman that Flaring and Dennis gonna fight each other to the end, so he can go away a bit more, so he can secure this podium.
Yeah, I think that the tires for Aces has glitched me or something, because I now see his front right is quite bad, and he will struggle to overtake Tolman. I think Dennis is probably the biggest threat for Tolman here now.
Yeah, well, I think it's gonna be a bit difficult for Dennis to overtake, because Flaring, on my screen at least, is really rubber banding a lot. Which could make
That's true.
a bit of an issue.
Yeah, it can be a bit of a nightmare.
It just comes and goes a bit. Which is really interesting.
For me, it's just constant lag spikes going all the time. But if he catches him at the back straight, it should be fairly doable, I guess. But trying to be staying close there and avoid contact is going to be, yeah, scary. But no, he's definitely feeling the air as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and another thing too is that his teammate Julian actually ran into that same issue earlier. He got tangled up with a laggy Nico, and it kind of put a dent in his race. And then he himself got dropped due to internet connection. But we are here at the final 5 laps of the season, and Dennis trying to close in the Flying Aces from P5, and he's going to do everything he can to hold on here. But it is going to be a tricky affair to go ahead and make this happen.
So half a second in front is Tolman for Aces, and half a second behind is Dennis. So this is a proper sandwich, and it's going to be interesting to see. As you see, Dennis has just so much more traction in the slow corners than compared to Aces. But Aces do have that overtake advantage, and now he's closing in on Tolman as well. This might be his only chance to get past him.
Yeah, Thomas out of overtake as well, so he's gonna be like a sitting duck here.
Yeah, and I think if I would be Dennis now, I would just be relaxing a bit behind and pick his moment. Now you see Ace is now in P3.
Oh!
And Dennis lose by as well.
That was a big moment.
About that.
I think there's a bit of contact as well. So pulling up the replay here, they're coming to the hairpin. Dennis still trailing from Flying Aces. Flying Aces actually sends up he's going up the inside of Tall Man, and the door is just left open. And actually, there's a little bit of rubbing, but it was mostly just Tall Man just out-braking himself here.
I thought like a little bit of rubber banding caused the issue.
I think a little bit of that too.
But Dennis now is just 1/10 behind now. We have a good shot on the back straight here. Yeah, this is a good chance for him now. Swoops by Aces, and now he's up to P2. That's impressive for Dennis after 2 huge mistakes early on in the race. But Aces is coming back as well. He has not given up.
The Paris right now.
Yeah, he might. Ooh, he's not giving a lot of space there.
Oh, All
Yeah.
these tires are destroyed.
They are, and I think he will be. I think Tolman can get him in the end. I think Aces will struggle so bad in the last 2 laps, maybe.
I reckon he will. I think.
Yeah,
This
so
is kind of the track. If you haven't set up the car, or if you have a specific driving style, you will struggle with tire wear. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
As you see, Jay Schultz is also the driver that's struggled a lot with tire wear, and I think Aces and Jay, they have a kind of a repetitive issue on this kind of tracks where the front right or the front left is just getting destroyed.
yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
when you have a good collection of sweeping corners, which this track really only has a handful of them, but considering the extra run-up that these drivers have been using, they are dragging that tire quite a bit, almost like you would at a track like Barcelona, where you have a lot of those fast.
Ooh, and Aces touched the wall there.
Yeah.
And there is Tallman making his way up in the 4th. It is the final 3 laps here of the season, and Tallman, he's still pushing for that podium.
Yep.
As you said, that turn 1 is actually not a fast left-hander. It's actually a very slow corner and shouldn't really bring too much wear. But as the game being in the state it is, we can abuse the corner quite a lot. That becomes actually a really fast corner, and the tire wear is actually significantly worse by taking that route. But you do earn like almost a second by doing it.
Yeah. That is quite ridiculous, if I'm honest.
Yeah, and I see Aces now is pretty much done for the race. We're just trying to limp to the finish line with this front right.
Yeah, also, MayJP did box for new tires the previous lap. We'll keep an eye on for
he's
a little
trying
bit.
to set a fastest lap, I guess. Yeah, he's going for it now. He has a lot of overtake. He has a good chance.
Yeah, so he's going to do everything he can to try to pretty much rack up the hat
All the
trick,
points.
essentially. The Grand Slam, just about, of getting pole position, fastest lap, and the race win. I don't think he led every lap, though, because there's a few laps where B23 led. So he won't get the full Grand Slam, but he'll get the hat trick of fastest lap, pole, and race win. So looking very, very likely for him here on the penultimate lap here of the season. And gentlemen, what a season it has been here.
It has, and I think in SWT it's been on paper. I mean, if you look at the points, it's been quite dominant by MGP. But Dennis has been there for every race, been on pole for multiple races, has had really good pace, but just that race execution has been MGP's strongest point this season, which Dennis has really struggled by having a consistent run to really challenge for that driver championship in the SWT class. And EXO just doing what they do in SWT, claiming the constructors by round 8, I guess it was, showing they are the team to beat.
Once again, EXO on top. Has been for the, I think, 4
this is the 4th in a row in the constructors, and it would have been in the drivers as well. But was one season that BP was claiming the drivers by a bit of internal conflicts with the EXO team.
We did not mention the one who did it.
Yeah, the ones who know, they know. We'll leave it at that.
It is indeed the final lap here of the season. MayJP with a massive gap. He did get the fastest lap here. A 130.556 is your time to beat. But I think, considering everybody's tires and that this is the last race, the last lap of the last race of the season, I don't think that anyone will be able to match it. It has been a nigh flawless season from the rookie, and he has done everything right. He has not put a foot wrong, and you could have not asked for a better rookie campaign here. A driver with a big future ahead of him. And he started off with high caliber, but then he made the announcement that he was switching to Exodus Motorsports in their Rapide division for SWT. He's coming on the last quarters now, He started the season as a race winner. He'll end it much the same. The Golden Dragon will take victory here for one last time. May JP wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And in the last race of the season, it is an EXO 1-2. May JP ahead of B23. And Dennis rounding out the podium here for the brand new Greek team. And a tied career best finish of P4 for the Red Bull D's driver of Tallman. What a race this has been.
A good one to watch. Very enjoyable. A lot of battling in the early stages. A bit more or less during the middle part, but then it picked up again towards the end.
Yeah, the new tracks, they always bring something new, and it's just a lot of unknowns territory for these drivers when it comes to a new track. We got, tire wear being a bit of an issue or a question mark, and got the runoff areas, and a really technical, difficult track to drive on, especially the last sector where, it's really easy to make a mistake. So, hats off to MGP. He kept his cool and just dominated the race, as he has done for quite a few times now. It's a 6th win of the season in his debut, which is really impressive. And yeah, nice to see Brando also on the podium doing a really good job, just being a really solid driver in SWT this season. I think that also brings him to P2 in the Drivers' Championship ahead of Dennis, which I know was for him a bit of a kind of a achievement for him that he was chasing.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Yeah, so here are your results here of the final race here in the Sprint World Tour. And then it is going to be May JP winning here with the fastest lap and pole position, securing the hat trick here in Abu Dhabi. And then it is B23, Dennis, Tallman, Flaring Aces, Darkadono, Schulte, Killswitch, Kimmager, Nico the Sicko, and JHS, aka Julian, who did not finish the race due to a connection drop. So,
requesting some donuts.
Yep, we're going to go ahead and spectate that now, just like we did last night. So, or sorry, not last night, last week, I should say. But it has been a fantastic season here, a fantastic series to cover over the last couple of months. And Illusion, I know you've been here, I think you've been here at least since I got here during Season 7 and the off-season beforehand in between Season 7 and 6. So, anything you want to say before we go ahead and wrap this one up?
Yeah, I mean, I was joining here to talk a bit more about the history of the league, but we just followed the race, which is okay. But just wanted to say that been such a joy being here for 6 years now since I joined in 2020. Fun fact: I actually joined as a reserve driver in this league, teammate with Whiteout. Then there was a horrific run one where our team got disqualified, and I got a spot in the league, and just gradually just took more control of the league. And by season 2 I was become the server director for the league, and it's been such a huge part of my life. Learned a lot with a lot of great guys, and met a lot of talented drivers in this league. So many good drivers, it's just ridiculous, the pool of talent in this league compared to so many drivers. I'm really proud of that, to have to bring the best drivers in these super Formula cars, which has been like such fun cars to drive throughout the 6 years. And yeah, just wanted to say thank you to you, Rekas, and to Rogue, and to Brando, and to EXO, and to Nuko, and Cam, and all the other guys has helped out during the seasons, making this the product it has become. And then, well, for me, it's the end of the chapter for GPL, and then we'll see what happens with GPL in the future. But for my part, it's it's the end.
Yeah, I mean, you have done so much for this league, Luz. It has been fantastic working with you over the it's been 2 years for me. I joined in during the GT500 Community Series, and I was a part of the first ever SF 500 as a commentator. It's the first time I actually commentated with another person. So, I mean, GPL has been the league where I've learned a bunch from over the years. And I mean, looking at GPL, like when I first started to where I am now, it's just been such a massive, massive growth, you know. But before I give the rest of my spiel, Rogue, do you have any other final words?
Not really. Everything that's been said is just amazing. Good experience with GPL. A lot of learned, especially with the teammates during the seasons. Also a lot of learned from Lucian as well. He's been a big part of my racing journey. Also with improving tips and tricks, it's just been amazing. And I want to thank you for that as well.
Yeah. It's been a joy helping you, Rogue, and I hope that for I think most of the drivers that's been here has had a positive experience, and I've been in a league that I feel like it's been a bit of a structure and, you know, a good environment to be in, and I think that's along with having a really talented grid. I think that's been my ultimate goal, and yeah, I think for 6 years we've done that, so it's just been really good and enjoyment kind of part of my life being a part of GPL. So yeah, getting a bit emotional here, but just want to say thank you to I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been here one last time.
Yeah, I'm just going to say a few more things before we go to wrap this up. I want to join Lucian in saying a massive thank you to all the drivers that I've met over the years. GPL has really been, like it has been for Lucian, it's been a huge part of my life as well. I started this league while I was still going through college, and then since then I've achieved a master's degree. I've started getting like professional commentating gigs, commentating for in-person karting events, and I don't think I would be in that same spot if it weren't for GPL, for the fantastic races we have had here. And I will make one other unfortunate announcement is, even if GPL does continue on, which I hope it does, because this is a fantastic league, fantastic structure around a lot of these drivers, I will also be stepping away from GPL well, after pretty much today. I'll come back for SF 500 if it is around, but I'm also announcing my retirement from the Grand Prestige League as well. It's unfortunate, but I just do want to say I do treasure and value this league with all my heart. It has been a fantastic time here. I regret absolutely nothing that I've done with this league, except maybe the GT500 Kyoto. We don't talk about that, but otherwise, it has been an absolute blast of a league to cover. I want to thank all the drivers, all the admins, and everybody who has made this series possible. I love every single one of you. Please keep in touch. I do want to keep in touch with you guys and just see how you guys are doing. If you guys do join a different series, let me know how your progress is going. I do want to go ahead and just stay in touch with everybody, because you guys are all fantastic, especially a lot of these younger drivers. They have a very bright future ahead. And thank you so much to everyone, and hopefully this isn't goodbye. Hopefully this is more of a see you later kind of thing. But if Rogue or Lucian don't have anything else to say, actually, you know what, Lucian? How about you close up the stream for us?
I was about to say I'm waving to the screen now, just saying goodbye, but of course nobody's seeing that. But yeah, that's it. That's it for Super Formula Season 7. That's it for WC. That's it for SWT, and that's it for me. And that's it for Rekas. And then, you know, if you see us again, or not us, but if you see GPL again, then great. But let's just treasure that we had 6 really good years, and then for sometimes yeah, I'm getting a bit lost for word there, but sometimes it just comes to a perfect end, and you know, maybe that is that for right now. So thank you guys, and make sure you like the stream and comment, and then yeah, bye.